If you want to maintain good visibility when the full doors are off, your 1997 to 2018 TJ or JK Wrangler, this set of Red Rock detachable trail mirrors will be a great mod to consider. Now, mirrors are crucial when your doors are off for visibility and safety on road and to keep your Jeep street legal depending on where you live. Now, this set will do just that while also being incredibly easy to pop on and off whenever you need them if you don't want to mess with tools and want to keep those hinges open for trail doors or other doorless accessories. Now, this set will have a semi-permanent design, which is what makes these a no-brainer when it comes to using them. Now, the bracket that holds the mirror will bolt right into the A-pillar and stay on the Jeep, while the mirror and the arm will be detachable, and when they're attached, they're going to stay in place with the twist of a knob, keeping them secure and adjusted to where you need them. Now, speaking of adjustability, the mirror itself will also have a ball and socket style joint on the back, so you can angle the mirror however you need to, and it is pretty tight, so it's not going to move or bounce around when you're on the street or when you're driving on the trail. Now, this set's going to be made of a durable steel construction, so you can ensure that these are going to hold up to wherever or whatever happens to your Wrangler. Now, these are also going to have a texture black powder coat finish. It is going to be a fine texture black powder coat, so it's going to offer a premium look, not only matching with other accessories, but this is going to prevent rust on the surface of the steel itself. And the best part about these mirrors is the ease of install and the fact that they are bolt-on with no modifications required, and we'll show you how to do that in just a minute. This set will come in at about $75, and for the benefits that you're getting, I think that that's totally worth it. Now, there are a couple of routes that you can take when it comes to mirrors, including quick disconnect mirrors, like this option, hinge-mounted mirrors, and relocation kits. Now, this specific set has a ton of benefits compared to those other choices, like the ease of popping them on and off without using tools and having that semi-permanent design, and not having to sacrifice your hinges for other accessories, while also getting a big enough mirror for great visibility on or off-road, making these a fantastic choice. Install couldn't get any easier for this at a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 20 minutes to get the job done. And the tools that you will need for the install will be a T40 Torx socket, a 9/16 inch socket, a ratchet, and an extension to just give yourself some room. Now, speaking of the install, one of our customers here at Extreme Terrain has installed this on their Jeep and is going to walk you through what that process looks like step by step. So that is going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Hey, what's up? I've got a 2015 JK Rubicon, and I'm going to show you how to put on these Red Rock detachable trail mirrors. It's a very easy installation. It actually bolts directly in to the pillar here with existing bolts, or you can use the bolts that come with it. I have a rack on my Jeep, but the cool thing is even this rack doesn't interfere, it still uses the existing bolts. So you can do that as well. It doesn't mess up, it's just like it's a stock install. So I'm going to show you how to put these on. Let's do it. Alright, so in the box you get 2 mirrors, 2 arms, and the connection system that bolts directly to the Jeep. I went ahead and attached an arm to a mirror for you. That seems easier for me to put on the Jeep. But all you do is take the nut off of the mirror. There's a lock washer and a washer, and then put the arm directly on and bolt it down. You're going to put the washer, the lock washer, of course, on top of the arm when you put it on. Just like that. And again, the reason that I'm doing this is because when it comes time to attach these to the Jeep, it's a little bit easier to figure out how to get it on there. The tools that you need for this project, very simple. Just a T40 star bit. You can do that in a drill, screwdriver fashion, or you can have a socket set like this. Also, you'll need a 9/16 inch socket. This is strictly just for tightening the mirrors to the arm. The star bit is for removing the bolts off of the Jeep. These will attach directly to the Jeep, and then I'll show you to take off this bolt from the mechanism so that you can attach the mirrors to that. All right, so we're going to attach the mirror to the side of the Jeep, and you'll notice on your pillar, you should have these bolts already there, but they do send you additional bolts that you can reuse if needed, or you can just use the existing stock bolts that are in there. First thing we're going to do is take these out. It just takes a little effort to knock them loose, and then they can be removed by hand the rest of the way. All right, so we're going to attach these mirrors to the side of the Jeep. You should have existing bolts, stock bolts in your pillar already. They do send you some extras that you can reuse these or use the stock bolts like I'm going to use. We're going to start by using our T40 star bit and knock these loose. Pull them out. And when you get ready to put the assembly onto the Jeep, pull the screw out, tighten down the screw, just so you'll be able to access the holes. There's a piece in the middle that holds the mirror in place. And when you put this down, you'll notice that there's a tacked-on bolt at the bottom of the attachment system. Make sure that's on the bottom. Just insert your bolts into the existing holes. T40 bit. Now, the next step is to figure out how you're going to mount your mirror. The best way to do that, and this is why I went ahead and attached the mirrors. All right, the next step, we're going to mount the mirrors to the assembly system. This is the part that you pulled out that came out when you had the screw in. You'll see that there's notches in there that actually line up in there when it tightens down to keep it from rotating. The big hole on the middle is where the mirror goes in. As soon as you put the mirror in, you'll see there's several holes at the base of the mirror. You got to line that up so that the screw will go through there. But you first need to figure out how that's going to look on your Jeep and where you need to mount it to based on where you're putting it. Which is why I kept the mirror, went ahead and put the mirror on first. In this particular situation, I'm going to do mine just like this, where the holes are lining up. You can put your screw right through. And just simply push it in. And insert your screw. Tighten it down. Once you've got it tightened down, then it's just a matter of perfecting the location of the mirror, which is you're going to need a second person on the outside where you're sitting on the inside to make sure you got them in the right place, just like you do on your regular vehicle. There you have it. All right, so just as a reminder here, all we're going to do is remove the existing stock bolts in the pillar of the Jeep. And again, like I said, in the first part, I have a rack mounted to my pillar, and I'm just going to utilize the existing bolts. It's a piece of cake. They do send you extra bolts that you can use if you'd like, but I'm going to reuse the ones there. So we're going to knock them loose. And just pull them out by hand. Set them aside so you can reuse them. There's a tacked on nut at the bottom. You're going to make sure that's at the bottom of your install. So take your screw and your mirror attachment piece, and that's how it's going to mount to the pillar. Utilize your bolts and use your T40 star bit to tighten those down. All right. Now the reason I went ahead and attached the mirror to the arm is so that in this step, you can make sure you've got it positioned the right way that you want. And at the base of the arm for the mirror, there's several holes. And so that means you could install this in lots of different ways. But the standard way on your pillar would be to figure out exactly how those holes line up with your insert piece, and you'll see that this, when it's on the Jeep, this is how I want my arms to go. So that's the way I'm going to make sure the holes line up. And then it's just a simple matter of inserting the bolt. And there we go. Tighten it down. Once you get this tightened down, then it's just a matter of adjusting it to your preference so that you can see behind you or around you or whatever you're wanting to see with these mirrors. All right, last step. Once you get these in position of where you want them, use a 9/16 socket set. Tighten them down, and they will move and adjust to your preference, and they're perfect. I have already had these installed and used them for the past week or so, and they hold up very, very great. High winds of speed down the interstate and the highways, no noise, no looseness to them. They work great. I highly recommend this product.
So that's going to wrap it up for my review and the install of these Red Rock detachable trail mirrors fitting all 1997 to 2018 PJ and JK Wranglers. And remember, for all things Jeep, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.